Hey everybody, today is day 92. We still have short hair and I've been operated on again last week. I'll get to that in a second. Just quickly pick up where I left off on the previous video. So I went back to work and my fourth week was 4 hours a day for the whole week, and then I went back to normal 8 hours a day. Everything was running smoothly. My training got back to normal again. I was walking to work when I started working up until I hit the 6 week mark. Then I started running again, cycling, all those things. Then you can check my Strava to see how I was doing with that. So the other thing, the hearing thing, I went and saw my GP about that. He just gave me a nasal spray and said, sometimes it's got something to do with your sinuses, and it cleared it up. And I was so grateful. My hearing's back to normal. Then also, on day 3 when I did a scan, they were talking about a hematoma, subdural hematoma. So it's basically a blood clot, and there's a bit of bleeding when they have to stitch the first layer of that's below your skull to your actual skull to hold it up, so that there's no void or air bubble in there. So I went back a few times and got MRIs done, and they said it's not alarming and wasn't getting bigger, and eventually it'll just get absorbed by your body. That's what they told me. Anyway, so up until 2 weeks ago, I went to bed on a Sunday night, all fine, woke up Monday morning, and this part of my face was just swollen up. There were 2 very specific painful points, but the swelling itself wasn't that bad. Here's some photos of what the swelling was like. So this was me on Monday, and then I took another one on Tuesday. This one is on Wednesday, and then by Thursday it seemed a lot better, like the swelling has gone down so much. But I still had an appointment booked with my GP for the Friday, and so I went and got an ultrasound done. Everything seemed normal in terms of blood flow, all that, but they couldn't see anything alarming. So my GP then spoke to one of my specialist's colleagues, because my specialist wasn't on duty at the time, and he said it's a minor infection, but if the swelling's going down, it's not something to worry about. I'll just go disappear. But if it gets worse, I need to then go to the hospital, pretty much. So I woke up on Saturday morning and the swelling was worse. But the way my day was planned, I couldn't make it to the hospital that day, because what if they kept me? And so I went in on the Sunday, and they did a CT scan and an MRI, and they decided to keep me. And so I was pretty much in the hospital since then. So I'll quickly show you, so this is what I looked like on Saturday, and then this was me at the hospital on Sunday, and then on Monday morning was the worst. This is me on Monday morning, and half my face was unrecognizable. And so luckily my actual surgeon, the one who did my aneurysm, came in that day to talk to me, and he basically gave me the worst case scenario, which is pretty much what happened. So what happened then was on the Tuesday they operated on me. So he said that he had to cut me open and to do a washout of the bacteria and the infection, and also determine how the extent of the infection. The bone, the flap was had pus on the inside, so that had to be sent off to a lab to get tested, and then eventually thrown away. So at the moment, there's this part of my head or skull that I don't have. So here are 2 photos of CT scan. So you can see the extent of the hole in my head. It's actually not that bad. It just looks a bit strange, but it doesn't feel weird or anything. Maybe when I cough or sneeze, you can feel it bulging out, but it's just more weird than uncomfortable. It's not painful at all. Now moving forward, they were able to test the bacteria and determine the exact antibiotics I need to be on. And at the moment, it's actually on fluid antibiotics. So I was okay to be in the hospital for up until a certain time, and then they sent me home with my little fluid antibiotics. So, and that's running in a PICC line, which is just like a thing that's attached into your main artery in your arm. So just look it up, PICC line. So I'm on that now for 2 weeks, and then I'll be going on tablets for another 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks after that, so more or less 6 weeks after this recent operation, they're going to cut me open again to put back a synthetic bone flap. And then I'll probably be out of action or away from work for 2 weeks and another 6 weeks physically, like training and stuff. I guess the positive thing that came out of it, like you didn't have to go through the dura mater, which is that first layer of flesh after your skull. So it wasn't considered a brain surgery. So I didn't need to go back on anti-epilepsy or seizure medication, and it also didn't restrict my 6 month or reset my 6 month driving restriction. The only other thing is, like, maybe you can tell, like, I've got a little bit of redness here and then on my forehead, and it was a lot worse, but it's a side effect of the antibiotics is a rash or hives. It's not really hives because it's not really swollen, but it's just very itchy and red. And so I've taken an antihistamine with that, and just have like, in Australia we got pawpaw ointment. I've just put that on, which is just why my face is so shiny. It's just basic. It's like Vaseline pretty much, just to keep it moist, because it was very flaky. Dries out, and especially now that it's winter, there's not a lot of moisture in the air, so that's not helping either. Anyway, I will probably speak to you guys again just before my operation to say that, look, bacteria's infection is gone, bacteria is dead. I'm going in for another for my last operation, and then I'll catch up again after that, and probably after 3 months of that operation, knowing I don't have an infection again, I'll make my last final video. All right, thank you. Take care.